How did you feel when Grind Time fell apart? Like, when did you start to notice that there were issues internally?
So, that's a good question. I haven't thought about it in a long time. So I know URL was coming, and I recall it was supposed to be a Math Rex battle or something. And I want to say I could be wrong about this, but I feel like it was supposed to happen in New York, and I almost maybe like PH was gonna facilitate it, maybe, and it fell through. And I remember it looking kind of bad that it fell through, not on PH at all, but like and then I think there were public spats over these message boards between usually, if I recall, it was like Matt Ills and somebody. Like, Direct is such a chill, quiet dude. Like, it was never Direct.
No, it had to be like
Um,
Lush.
I was about to say, and that's not to say that. And then I
Shout out to
remember
Lush, that's my
again,
guy.
dude, I fucking love that guy. I want to say big event again. Maybe it was Battle of the Bay 5 and uh cool event. Didn't live up to the other events. I remember there was some money, uh, things like, arguments or what have you. And it just and then again, there was, new grind time divisions opening up and the water had it just got so muddied down. And then the Math and Rex battle had success. And then that URL card started to turn some people into stars. And then URL became an interesting thing.
Mhm.
And, a lot of those guys, the Cortezes were going over to URL DNAs, and yeah, it just didn't seem like Grind Time can continue to stay afloat, and a lot everyone was kinda jumping ship.
Yeah, there was no quality control because of just like allowing people to take on the name Grind Time, but like you not being there to really facilitate it, to have standards of quality, and everything.
Right.
It's like you got avocado filming on one, battle. It looks all great and everything. The quality's great. The cards are good, right? The battles are good. Then you got like other ones that are like very like almost like proving grounds type of
Right.
level. So it's like it was hard, but yeah, like when three people go into business together and there's not necessarily contracts or a level of understanding of like how is this really going to look, there's definitely going to be issues.
And then people started asking for, more money or more whatever, and yeah, and again, the water just got muddied and, like, there was some public fallout, and yeah, man, and at the same time, you have King of the Dot is starting to flourish. They're starting to look more legit, and also, Don't Flop is looking
Right.
legit, and it's just everything looks so much we went from looking like, then it's like that looks like MMA and Bellator, now we just look like some backyard shit Kimbo was fighting in all of a sudden, so,
Yeah.
yeah.
And it's a shame because you look at how much of an influence Grind Time really had, right? Because like they modeled, I mean, you can really say that URL really did poach a lot of people from Grind Time, right? They took a lot
I
of
would
people.
say some. I would give UR a lot of credit for well, let me think. So they got some. I would say some. I would say that a lot of the talent that they got, on their own. I would say that, right? Like from the B Magics to the Clean Papers to the, Big T, um, Hitman. Like a lot of these
Mhm.
people never stepped on a grind time stage, but they got some gems. You know what I mean? They certainly got some gems.
Right, right. I don't, let me rephrase that. I don't want to say that they they got most of their roster from Grind Time or anything like that, but they did take a good amount of Grind Time
Mm,
battlers over there, right?
mm.
That's what I meant. But also like I'm sure Smack seeing how things were operating from Grind Time's perspective, being like, okay, this is what I should do, what I shouldn't do. I'm
Mhm.
learning from watching what's over there, right?
Right.
you know and he just did an interview not too long ago where he spoke about like how Remy and Easy the Block Captain were like poaching artists and stuff like that, but they kind of did that a little bit too. But I remember Penn was talking about during that time he was scheduling events, he would make sure that it wasn't conflicting with URL events like the same day or something like
Right.
that. But Smack did schedule events on the same day. Like he wanted the smoke, he wanted the
Very
direct
well.
competition, like, so, but how did you feel when you start to see more of the street rappers like the Hollows and everything like that, and Cortez go over to that side, but then they would have punchlines going at, "Oh, you a nerdy grind time rapper, like
Right.
you one of those type of guys," and like that became the thing. But it was like, "Hey, you were just over here with us, it
Right.
was all good just a week ago,
Well,
right?"
I felt, if I remember correctly, I felt like Cortez and Hollow were the ones that received those punchlines. I don't remember them spitting them at the other people, and if
No, I
so,
do
I mean,
remember Cortez at least saying it one time. I do know that for
did
sure.
he?
I don't
That's
know if he said it
fine.
more than that, but it just all in all, it became like a angle, right? For people to
Right,
say,
right.
like, so that
Yeah, I mean, well, it became a new interest then for me to want to, showcase my skills there, and again, I'm very late, but I didn't come up on Smack DVD, so I do recall early in my battle rap ventures watching Math and Iron and Jin or whatever, and so those were, I mean, those were Fight Club too, I think, or one of them was Fight Club,
Iron and
but
Jin is Fight Club, Math
yeah.
and Iron is Smack though.
Right, so I do recall, and I the Murder Mook, Jordan, 35 or what have you, but I wasn't the guy that got, that got the Smack DVD. I remember seeing them, but I didn't, I just, so now I started becoming interested again, like, "Oh, I think I could do this. I think this could be dope, like, this could be something that I would excel at," and, it became a new challenge for me. I in the short time I was at Grind Time, I think I had ascended to the top with the top of the, whoever the top of the battlers were at that point, you know what I mean? I think I was right at the top of uh, that kinda tier.
For sure. And I think that, of course, this is no disrespect to Smack at all because I feel like everybody's learning from each other, right? Just like Grind Time probably learned from watching the Smack DVDs too, as far as like different ways to approach the game. I think that was a very sad time to see how well Grind Time was doing. I mean, getting these sponsorships, even the paid dues thing, and the next thing you know, it's just like it just falls apart.
Man, and yeah, I hadn't thought about it until you really brought it up. It seemed like it fell apart pretty quick, man, and yeah. Yeah, it was a shame because it was such a, and this is a weird, is no pun intended, but it was such an organic, grassroots, cool thing started by, with people that had battled. They were in the WRCs, and just it opened the doors for so many people for it to, yeah, for the wheels to come off so quickly, and like I said, there was a time I recall there was an event. I don't know if it was like prison fights outside or what the fuck it was, but I remember Mac Lethal was like, "I can't believe I ever partook in any of this with my name on it. Like, I'm so disgusted," or some shit. Like, and I was like, "Oh man," like,
What do you
because
mean?
like
Wait,
that's
they changed it to fighting.
it was, dude. There was some, and Mac would probably help me out better on this, but there was some grind time event, and it just said grind time now. It was on the channel, and this time they still had a big channel and a lot of subscribers, but like they were looking to put out content, and one of the contents was, like, 2 guys, like, I don't know, it was like a dusty, they met up to fight or some shit.
Hmm.
I don't know what the fuck it was, dude, and, this is like, I mean, it was flatlined at this point, and, yeah, Mac Lethal was just like, I think he was one of the YouTube comments. He was like, "I can't believe I ever had anything to do with this dog shit production," or whatever, like, it was bad, dude, it was
Wow.
bad. Yeah, it was bad, bad, bad,
When
bad.
you look at the earlier battles, right, you see the happiness and the innocence of everybody participating is so much love for the culture. That's what it really is, right? And then when the money gets involved and everything, and the clout and just like these different things, it's like now you're starting to see people pulling in different directions, and that's where it's really sad, you know.
Mm. Yeah, and again, It was such a fun time, man, you know, there was very few leagues outside of grind time, like, No Coast was a little thing, but No Coast had some funny they were entertaining, but it was, yeah, it was a good time, man, and it was, battles were quick, man, like 16-minute videos and
Right, exactly.
yeah, yeah, it was a
The
it
sad
was
thing though is that there's still feelings there of resentment amongst the 3 kind of, you know, like, um and I mean, especially I think amongst Lush and Matt Ills, because when I did the interview
yeah,
with
I don't
Lush,
think they I don't
you saw it, right?
So I know at one time I feel like and Direct's such a level-headed cool dude. Like I love Direct. I think he just is, he's just kind of like um but I think I did see a something where maybe it was right after he gotten sober or whatever and he attempted to bury the hatchet and I feel like Matt Ills was like, "No, I'm good on that. Fuck that. You just called me a pussy at some event or some some hilarious shit where he's just like, "You basically had the crowd chant, 'I was a pussy' or 'fuck Matt Ills.' And no, I'm good."
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to each his own, I'll say this, uh, Matt Ills in battle rap, never done wrong by me, you know what I mean? And I like to try to keep my interactions with battle rappers and battle rap figureheads I like to try to base how I feel about them based on their direct relationship with me, unless obviously they got some weird shit going on and then I don't want a direct relationship with them anyway. So I've heard a lot of, takes about Mount Hills. I will say this, always been A1 to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.